Yeah, hi guys, it's Friday the 26th of April. We're on Quest39, as you know. We've travelled over to Finland. We finally got to Finland. The journey hasn't ended yet. We've still got some other countries to cover and go through on this particular quest. But obviously, forward quest as well, like for into October for Poland and stuff. But in the here and now, we left Blighty on the 10th of April. We stayed night before down in South, which made it a little bit easier, really, I guess. And we went on the Channel Tunnel. Always a bit interesting when you try and put your car on the Channel Tunnel. You always think you're going to be scratching all the sides up and what have you. But it sort of somehow guides you through as you drive through. Putting your car on a train just doesn't seem normal, does it? But then again, in this modern world, what is normal? One always questions, I guess. So we went through France quite briefly and got into Germany to Garrel. We stayed there, which was quite nice for a couple of nights. We went to St. Vitus Church, which was quite nice, as I mentioned already in various posts and things. Built in 1798. It's a place of an old chapel as well. As I've spoken before, most churches are on sites of significance or in areas of significance. So one way to beat the drum and beat out any other belief system is to build churches on top of their own temples, really. So that's the way that it seems to go. But after that one, we went on to St. Clement's Church in Hallen. Now that was quite an interesting little church. It's the older part is from the 8th century. It's had two extensions over the period of time. Interesting enough, it's almost connected to the Desposny line and the connections there, sort of dating back to the area and around about 375 CE, Common Era. So there we are. We went on to, on the Friday, we went through to Schleswig Cathedral. That was interesting, actually. It's completed in 1200, main church of the city of Schleswig. Bishop's there, obviously got his main seat there as well. What can I say about that? It was nice, it was energetic, but it had a bit of chaotic energy in certain parts of the actual building itself, which was a little bit of a surprise. It nearly took me off guard a couple of times there, to be fair. On the Sunday the 14th, we've now sort of ventured over into Sweden. So we've been to Sweden before. We've now travelled over, we've covered the northern side of Sweden before. This time it was quite interesting to go through the southern side of Sweden. We went to Linköping Cathedral. It's 800 years old. Again, connected to the Desposny line, especially to Lord Tescalin from France, from Dijon, which is a beautiful place in France for those who have ever been there. So it's connected, that particular area is connected to my 31st great-grandfather connection there, which is quite good. We then went on to, quite interesting enough, I went to a rather interesting place called Hoom, Hoom, where we stayed for a couple of nights. I think I posted a little video about that. Unbeknown to me, there was 2 Hoom apartment hotels in the area. Sod's law factor, I go to the wrong one. But nevertheless, thank God it was the wrong one, because it was a ghastly place. Oh my God. Yeah, I've never seen anything so bad in all my life. But thank God it was the wrong place we'd gone to. We had to go to Sollentuna. When we got there, absolutely beautiful, absolutely lovely, nice and calm, and it was nice and very, very, very comfortable indeed. And the staffing team were really friendly, which always helps a bit, doesn't it? Really, to be fair. After that, we went on to Stockholm Cathedral in Stockholm. So, what can I say about Stockholm? Keep it. Sorry, it's not for me. It's a concrete city full of concrete things everywhere. In fact, everywhere is concrete, really, to be fair. I couldn't really say anything nice about Stockholm, apart from the cathedral that obviously had been there since 1306 CE. So, I don't know what you're doing, guys, in Stockholm, but over the last few years, kicking away from the 1300s right into the 20s, 2024, my God, what a place. Too chaotic, too hectic, too busy, no air decent to breathe, cars everywhere, chaos, absolute chaos. So don't bother with that one. I certainly won't again. I know people that said that Stockholm's quite nice actually, but yeah, they must be having delusions of grandeur. I'm sure of it. But there we are. On the Monday, we went through to St. Gertrude German Church. Nice church again. In Sweden, although it was Stockholm, I know, but it was another church that had been there before. We've decided to mess the entire place up and build loads of concrete everywhere. So it was been there before then. So that was very nice. We left Sollentuna. We've got on to heading towards Helsinki. So it was quite a surprise actually going on the, I won't even begin to try and pronounce it, but the actual ferry company. But it goes from Stockholm round to Helsinki. On this occasion, we had standard cabins, both Janice and I, and do you know what? They were really, really good. In fact, other companies like Irish Ferries and DFDS, I think they could learn a lot from that particular trading company. Their cabins were really fresh looking, very homely in their colour coordination, clean, wider. Actually, the cabins, that's one thing I did notice the most. The cabins are wider than cabins on a DFDS. They're quite squished on a DFDS ferry, which we are going on, funny enough, at one point. So hopefully they're not going to be that squished, but they are generally squished from my experience of travelling on the ferries line there. This particular ferry is quite nice. It was quite weird because it had a really large promenade. So it was almost like an in-between a cruise ship and a ferry. It was a wannabe cruise ship, really. It had lots of different eateries along this big glitz and glamour promenade, which was lovely, absolutely lovely. Lovely shops. I stumbled into the Moomin shop. I've got to get that in. Moomin shop, that was amazing. I do love my Moomin. So, yes, I'm afraid I did purchase some Moomin things there. How sad am I? But there we are. It's Moomin. What can you do? It's Moomin. You've got to have it. Got to have it. So after there, we went on to, when we got off the ferry the next morning, straight into the cathedrals. We went into the Uspensky Cathedral, which is a very important cathedral to me on a personal level. It's absolutely beautiful. It's nice to go there. A little bit disappointed that they've got red ropes going round. You know, that you couldn't get up to the main high altar to see and feel things, really. You had to go around almost like a horseshoe area amongst other people, really, just to get some nice photographs and things and feel like you really wanted to be there. So, guys, whoever runs Uspensky Cathedral, sort your life out. The rope is shite. Get rid of the rope, honestly. Why would you want to rope it off? It's bad enough that you guys close your churches from God. God is closed so many times that I've seen. Doors closed, doors locked, you can't go in there, you can't go in here, you can't step on that piece of the church. How ridiculous. Sort it out. What are you doing, honestly? Churches are for everybody. That's what they're meant to be. You're meant to be able to freely go into places. You don't need little bars saying no admittance and little pieces of rope saying you can't go up to there. Oh God, no. That's only for the ordained people. What a load of tosh. Seriously, what a load of tosh. Yeah, everyone has a physical, fundamental right to go into a church, go into the areas and feel at home and at peace. And if you can't achieve that for people that come into your church, you have no right at all in running a church in the first place. How bad. Anyway, it was nice. On a positive note, it was nice. Then we went to Helsinki Cathedral, very nice as well. Cathedrals always have a nice feel to them, don't they? They always got very large areas, very acoustics, and very, very pleasant in that way. So after that, we've gone into Saturday, and we've gone into Severo Church and Forster Church. So those two churches are quite interesting, connected to the Clark Line, as it were. Certainly got some filming on there as well, which is great. On the Sunday, although the actual main part of the museum was closed, that wasn't the part that I was actually interested in, that Hanko Front Museum at Lapvik, just up the road from Hanko where we were staying. The main thing I wanted to see was the main outside, the artillery units, the tanks, the weaponry and things. It was all nice, and that's all set up. They've done it absolutely amazing. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. I'm sure it's brilliant for your kids. If you've got kids, take them to Hanko Front Museum at Lapvik, Finland. Amazing place. Really, really have done proud, actually. You know, none of us like war, do we? I mean, what's it all about? War. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. You know, the old lyrics back to the song. But at the end of the day, war happens, and it's always happened, whether we like it or not. People are people, and they will invade other people. They will take territories. That's how history has showed us that. History has showed us the real demon of the human race is to divide and conquer, or conquer and keep it all, really. We know that land masses and boundaries and countries have changed over the years. We're not that special to think that it's all fine now, or we put a border down there that no one's ever going to invade us. There's always going to be someone that wants to take a little piece of what you got. It's called jealousy. The worst word in life, jealousy. Anything that gets you in trouble in life, anything that causes you a problem, it generally ends up going back to that wonderful word, jealousy. There we are. So, with the current climate, we all know that wars are happening all over the world. We know that World War I, World War II happened. So let's mark it in history, and they've done it very well. I'll say at Hanko Front Museum, wonderful place to go and be. Absolutely nice. Then we went down to the southernmost point of Finland, down onto the little sand park, which was quite nice. There's a little beach area there. In the summer, it's pretty a hive of activity, but we're sort of in that transitional period just before summer, so you can get onto the beach freely and have a nice look and what have you. Temperature's a little bit different. We've had a bit of snow. Love my snow, though, to be fair. So we never go anywhere for the weather. We go for the places, so it doesn't really affect us too much. And that brought us on to Monday. We went to Turku Cathedral. We went to, interestingly enough, I'll just mention this, we went to the most bizarre, weirdest, strangest, craziest place in the world that I've ever been so far. I'm sure there'll be worse or some other ones. Went to Sagalund Museum. Now, Sagalund Museum has the most weirdest things. I've filmed it already. I think I've put it on posts and things on TikTok. You can find me on TikTok. It's the.second.coming63. That's me, the second coming. So, yeah, what an amazing place, yet absolutely out of this world. There's a lot of craft connection there. You could certainly sense it, that's for sure. There we are. I think that's pretty much the trip so far, what we've done. It's been an amazing ride so far. I'll post some more videos. There's other bits that I'll be putting into my book that comes out hopefully later this year or early next year. We'll see how things go. Originally, it was going to be called The Realm. I've changed it. It's literally going to be called Book of Secrets. So, Book of Secrets. So, hopefully that will you'll be able to read much more detail about the craft aspects of different things, if that's what you're into, if that's what you're interested in. If not, it's great just to join us on the ride. Look at the TikTok videos we've got. Look at the portfolio that we've got there for the trips. Certainly Quest39, I say, to Finland. After here, we're going to be heading over to Estonia, into Latvia, into Lithuania, and then the ferry back to Germany. So we've still got a little hog of the trip to do. It's getting there. It's been fun. It's been a ride. It's been a hell of a ride, actually. It's been great.